Alright guys, so first let's get into it. So here we have 1909, remove one element to make the array strictly increasing. So let's just read over it once. Given a zero-indexed integer array nums, return true if it can be made strictly increasing after removing exactly one element, or false otherwise. If the array is already strictly increasing, return true. The array nums is strictly increasing if nums 1 minus I minus 1 is less than nums I. For each index I is greater than or equal to 1 and less than nums.length. So the first thing I like to do is, okay, what is our input? Our input is a integer array nums. Alright, and then what are we returning? We're returning an Boolean. So we know we're taking in our input is an array and our output is a Boolean. Alright? And then the other interesting part is their definition of strictly increasing. Alright? That means, alright, no, so nums I cannot equal nums I plus 1. So then, looking at example 1, we can see, okay, so nums is equal to 1, 2, 10, 5, and 7. Alright? And so we know that if we can remove 10, then 1, 2, 5, and 7 is strictly increasing. But if we come down here to example 2, we see 2, 3, 1, and 2. So we can say, oh, okay, let's try removing 3, and we get 2, 1, 2. That doesn't work. Or we can say, okay, 2, and we remove the 1, and we say 2, 3, and 2. Doesn't work either, so we get false. And then we have example 3. Nums is 1, 1, 1. Here, since they're equal, cannot be removed. So we have multiple options going to solve this. One we could do is just brute force. We could start at the start of the array, check if the rest of the array minus the one you're on is strictly increasing. So for example 1, we could say, okay, if we say we're checking I equals 0, so we don't count this, we say is 2, 10, 5, 7 strictly increasing? No. Okay. We keep checking. So we say, okay, what about 1, 10, 5, 7? Is that strictly increasing? No. Okay, so what about 1, 2, 5, 7? Oh, okay, we found the answer. Check. Alright, then we'll return true. And then we can say, okay, but if we get all the way to the end, we've checked 7, right? That won't work. So that is a brute force solution, but that is, we're checking n minus 1 indexes, n minus 1 items, and we're checking them n minus 1 times. So that gives us a big O of n squared. So that's also not ideal. So let's explore a different way. So now what if instead of doing the brute force, what we want is a single pass solution, right? So what we're looking for is exactly one area where there's an issue, right? In this array, it's true because there's one place where the condition is not met, and we can remove that element to figure out if it's strictly increasing. So we can say, so the way we would do this is, okay, so we're going through the array. We say, is 1 less than 2? Yes, check. Is 2 less than 10? Check. Is 10 less than 5? No. So then we say, okay, so this is I equals 2. Let's remember this. Alright? And then we say, is 5 less than 7? Check. So we'll remember this. Now we have 1, 2, 10, 5, and 7. Alright? We know that this is strictly increasing. We know that this is strictly increasing. So now we have the issue right here. Right? Now there's two ways we could do this. We could say, okay, we could say 1, 2, and we could take out the 5. And we could say it's 10, 7, right? Or we could say it's 1, 2, take out the 10, and then it becomes 5 and 7. So what we need to identify is, okay, does this work? If it works, good. If it not, then no. So this doesn't work, but this works. Check. But let's try that same process on example number 2. 2, 3, 1, and 2. Alright, so we say, okay, is 2 less than 3? It is. We're good. 3 is less than 1? No. So our I is equal to 1. Alright, and then we say, is 1 less than 2? Check. So we know that this is good, and we know that this is good. So we need to start with 3. So we have two options again. Alright, so we have 2, 3, 2, or we have 2, 1, 2. And neither of those work. So we return false. So how would this work in code? So then we come take a look at the code. So here we have that same thing, that index, right? This is the one we're tracking. So we say, okay, our index is equal to -1, right? So then we enter our array. We start at 0 and we're going to 1 less than the end, because if we were to check 7, we can't check the number after 7. It doesn't exist. We'll get a null pointer exception. So that's how we get around that. So we get in. So if we say, okay, if nums I is greater than or equal to nums I plus 1. So that's the exact opposite of what they told us here. So this is the definition they gave for it strictly increasing. We're saying, okay, if it doesn't follow that, then what we do is we get into this if statement. Now here, it checks, is this equal to -1? If it's not equal to -1, that means we've already found a different spot in the code, in the array, where it doesn't meet the condition. And therefore there's 2 spots that we need to remove from, and we're only allowed to remove 1 element. So we say, okay, have we found a different spot to remove from? And we haven't, so we return false. So we return false right away. And that's the end of the program. If not, then we say, okay, well, our index is equal to I. This is the problem area. And so we hop in. And so then how do we check? We have to check if either of those 2 cases that we talked about earlier are possible. So then we say, okay, is it less than or equal to 0? What are the cases here? Either I is -1 or I is equal to 0. So what does this mean? If it's -1, that means there were no problems. Right? And so it's already all strictly increasing. If I equals 0, then 0 is the problem. But if we know that from 2, so if we have 10, 2, 3, 4, then we know that, okay, so we know this is all increasing, we know that this is the problem, so we can get rid of this and the rest of it is already increasing. Or we can take a look at I is equal to the length minus 1, n minus 1. Oh, n minus 2. That means, so, or we can say that I is equal to length minus 2. That means it's something like 1, 2, 5, 7, 3. So we've identified that this is the problem area where we know that all the way up until here is increasing, but something happened right here. And so we can just remove that because there's nothing after it, and we know the rest of the array is all clear. So we cover all of our cases where we can't compare the two sides of the problem array. So then what we say is, so let's take a look at this. Let's just bring up one of our examples. So here our I equals 2, like we discussed earlier, right? That 10 is where it's going to find the issue, where 10 is greater than 5. And so here we need to check two things. We need to check, okay, there's two cases. If 10 is less than or equal to 7, if 10 is less than 7, or if 2 is less than 5. Those are our two main areas. What that tells us is if it's going to go 1. What that tells us is if it's going to go, in this case, 10 is less than 7. So if that tells us if 1, 2, 10, 7 works, or if 1, 2, 5, 7 will work. And so remember, we need to only return a Boolean. So if either of these works, then we are good to go. So hence, we check if the current number, so in this case 10, is less than I plus 2, which is 7, right? Or is 5 greater than 2? If either of these cases is true, we know that we can solve it by removing either the 10 or the 5. And that'll produce us the answer. So we just return that last one.